So, Jade told me, like, about a month ago now, that they had BPD. And they told me that, like, 3 weeks into us talking, that they had BPD. So, when they told me that, I don't know. Listen, y'all. I'm a Pisces, okay? The empathy is overflowing, always. And I'm sorry for the car noises, okay? Like, and I was like, well, if I leave them, then I feel like I'm being ableist. And I'm saying that, like, I'm giving into the stereotype that people with bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder cannot be in relationships, right? And then I just kept, like, going back and forth between, like, does this work for me? Or am I just trying to give them grace because, like, I want to be empathetic? And then I feel like another part of it that I just kept thinking about, especially, like, for myself, is, like, am I just accepting this person because, like, they're so hot and, like, we get along so well and they're so fun to be around? And am I settling because of all those things? Because, like, never settle. But I'm just so used to being, like, the undesirable person. And so, like, if I can get somebody to give me the time of day, like, I'm gonna do what I can to keep them around me. And I know that that's not a good thing. So, fast forward a little bit, like, around Thanksgiving break, I was so burnt out from school. And, like, you know, finals happen after Thanksgiving break. So I'm worried about my grades and stuff, but then I'm also worrying about, like, my relationship with them. I'm like, I don't want to be trapped with this person, like, because then they started, like, doing this thing where, like, now I realize that it was just them. They're an Aquarius. Aquarius are very, like, my time is my time. Like, they would text me, like, during their lunch break at work, and they work full-time, by the way, so they would text me on their lunch break at work, and then they would text me, like, 1 or 2 times once they got off of work. And I don't know why that just kind of triggered, like, my abandonment issues and, like, anxious attachment. Are they just texting me, like, when it's convenient, but they don't even really care about me? And I was just getting very anxious about it. I mean, I did kind of lie, because this wasn't the main reason, but I told them that I wasn't going to be speaking to them because I was burnt out from college and that I didn't feel like I could give them the attention that they needed or deserved or whatever. That's how I worded it. But really, my main issue was, like, I need a moment away from you, because if you're constantly, like, if every time that I start having doubts about people, especially people that I'm talking to, that's when they want to start acting right. And then it makes me backpedal. But if I don't have you in my ear giving me a good time, then I have a couple days to, like, really think about you for you. Like, no performance considered. They were like, that's fair, I'll talk to you soon, right? Then, the day that I was supposed to start talking to them again, oh, keep this in mind, they have, like, a really big issue that affects their daily life. But y'all, please keep in mind, the only reason why this has gone on for so long is because they're going to therapy. They're taking medicine. Like, I couldn't sit there and be with somebody with all these issues if they weren't doing anything to fix them. But they're actively doing things to get better. So I didn't really see an issue in me being with them. But then we get back and they're like, I'm like, hey, how are you doing? They were online multiple times, didn't answer me at all. So we're talking, we're having a normal conversation. And then I start talking to them. I text them, okay, like, let's try it, like, to reschedule this date, because we were supposed to have a date this one weekend, but I got sick from the fair, so I had to cancel. And I was like, we could just do what we were going to do anyway. And they were like, they just disappeared. Like, mind you, throughout our whole relationship, because we're not in a relationship, but relationship between two people is a relationship, okay? So throughout our whole relationship, there was probably, I can count on my hands how many times we've been texting back and forth. It's always like, I'll text and then they take like an hour to respond. Like, this person has been a karmic relation for me, because they have really tested my triggers and gotten me to evolve with like my attachment style, basically. And like, y'all know Pisces, like, we need reassurance every 2 seconds. Do you still love me? Am I annoying you? We need you to be clingy as we are, emotionally available 24/7. Like, so this person is really testing me and has really turned me into a better person already. So that's why I just keep reassuring myself that, like, even if things don't work out, like, I have learned so much from this person that it doesn't even really matter. They're here for a good time, not a long time, okay? So, moving forward. Normally they disappear for an hour. This time they're gone for 2 hours. Then they text me something super out of character. They're like, I'm on the phone right now with someone right now. I will text you when I can give you my full attention. Now, at first I was like, that's so sweet. I love words of affirmation. I love reassurance. And then I was like, wait a minute. What? Okay. I don't know how to feel about this. Then I wake up the next morning, still no response. Mind you, that message was sent at 7 p.m. They didn't text me back until 4 p.m. the next day. So then I was like, dang, like, I know you don't prioritize people who you're not in an actual relationship with yet, right? But like, in all them hours, you couldn't find any time to just check your schedule and see, am I free Saturday, right? I was kind of offended. I was like, that's kind of like the bare minimum, like, because you wake up in the morning, and then like, what I started doing after I took that break from them, they stayed in the restricted folder on Instagram, because, and this is a trigger that I'm still working on. I know, like, you're not supposed to like avoid your triggers because it's kind of like counterproductive and also like enabling you to like keep acting the same way towards them. Just for now, while I'm focusing on my other triggers, like, whenever I feel or like I sense that they're going through something and they can't answer me as frequently, I put them in the restricted so that I don't see like message sent 24 hours ago, but they were active 38 minutes ago. Because when I see stuff like that, I'm like, okay, so you're just ignoring me. Because they are, but we don't know the reason. And that's where it's kind of like the difference between a secure attachment and an anxious attachment. So, whole trip back to where I live, I'm like, dang. Like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. Just trying to detach from them so that I won't care. And then they text me, they were like, I'm sorry, I like messed up and I was on the phone with really important people and I didn't even remember sending you that. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be straightforward with you. And normally whenever they apologize for like not messaging me, not communicating with me, I'll just be like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, I'm fine. But this time I was like, I appreciate the apology. Cause like, you need to apologize. Oh, by the way, when they told me they had BPD and that they were just going through a really hard time because of their new job and all this stuff, they were like, I'm struggling right now, but I really don't want to lose you. So then I was like, okay, well, you don't want to lose me. Like, and they're like, you're a really good person and I don't want to miss out on this opportunity just because of something temporary. So, and then like, I always think back to that message. I'm like, you're not even acting like it. Like, I don't know. And then it's like a cycle. Because then after that, I'm like, well, they have BPD. This is just how they are. There's nothing I can do about it. Then I go to, well, is this even working for me? Like, can I even do this? Because this is triggering me so bad. So then I start answering them like every 2 hours, because I'm like, we need to match the energy, right? They started trying. It's like, and that's what I don't like about them. That's the one con about them. They never try with me. They never make an effort. They never try to claw their way back to me until I pull away. Because like after our break, after they ignored me that day, they messaged me constantly because I think they knew that I was done. I wasn't done because they weren't blocked. You know, if I was really done, they would have been blocked. But I think they could sense that, like, I'm kind of just listening to you, but I'm not giving you my energy anymore because you're not proving yourself worthy. Fast forward, we're doing good. We went on our date. It was really good. And I just journal about them so much because they are putting me through the freaking ringer, bro. Like, I swear, like, the last 10 pages in my journal have been about them when they're ignoring me and me just trying to get through my triggers and not crash the flip out and not block them. And, like, then we had a date the other day. I went over to their house. We had a really fun time, right? But the whole reason why I'm even recording this, right? Because, well, I'm on the way to work, so I can't journal right now. And, like, it's really stressing me out, so I need to talk about it. But anyway, so we had that great date. Yesterday, our daily check-in is, like, we'll do the Wordle and Wordgy, which is, like, a fan-made word game, right? And we send that, and then they were like, yeah, I did this and this and this today. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm glad you got that all figured out. And they never messaged me back. Fast forward, it's been over 24 hours. I know they said they had doctor's appointments this week. I know that they said they had to get their car checked out this week, right? But in all those 24 hours, that's why I put them in the restricted. When I check their account last, and I know I'm not supposed to be checking their accounts because that makes it worse. That makes it 10 times worse. But I checked, and they haven't been online for 24 hours. So I was checking to see if there was any car accidents in the past couple days. I know that's psychotic. I know it is. But my mind, like, it would feel so much better to me if I was being ignored because somebody died rather than them abandoning me. That, I know that's so sick and twisted. But that, like, y'all, CPTSD is no joke, okay? Like, I would rather them be in jail right now than them be ignoring me. I'm not sure if they're cutting me off right now. I'm not sure if they're just busy. I don't know what's going on, right? But if they are, like, and I've literally braced myself, like, and I feel like this is a trauma response too. When somebody ignores you or, like, goes off the pattern, you immediately just start preparing for that. I've been thinking about it. I want to be friends text. You start thinking about, I can't be with you anymore. You start thinking about, I like you more as a friend, and preparing yourself because you just prepare so that when stuff like that happens, it doesn't hurt anymore. And that's not the right thing to do, but it just makes things so much easier. And, like, that's a pattern that I'm trying so hard to break out of, but it's so difficult. And also, like, why are you playing with, why are you wasting my time? A whole month? Seriously? They definitely have feelings for me, but they have a weird way of showing it. But what I've decided, okay, is that they are here for a good time, not a long time, okay? If they're here for a long time, so be it. But that's not the main goal. This is a learning experience. And after I'm not breaking up with them. They gotta break up with me because I'm in it to win it, okay? If they break up with me, I'm just gonna take a break from dating for a little while and do some self-discovery because it's been a lot lately. And it's not gonna be a loss, it's gonna be a lesson. So yeah, with all that being said, stay tuned for the update. Okay guys, so quick update. No, not quick. I'm gonna be yapping for this whole car ride, matter of fact. Me and Max broke up. Excuse me, me and Jade broke up. I forgot this is for my YouTube video. Y'all, I do voice diaries anyway, so I'm used to saying people's names. But nah, we gotta bring out the code names for this one. So me and Jade broke up during my freaking shift. So, y'all, I went over to the kids' house and I texted them on Thursday I texted them on Wednesday letting them know that like I had a gift for them because y'all, we went on this date to get ice cream, and I accidentally forgot to say thank you. I know, it was really bad. And then I randomly like remembered it like a week later. So then when I saw them, I apologized for it and I said thank you. And it was a $4 ice cream, but still, like, that's just not a good look. And then I went to their house and I ate their Oreos and like we watched TVs, and I didn't bring anything to their house. So I bought them a candle and a bag of chips since they said they like potato chips as like an apology / thank you for the hospitality gift type thing. And you know, when I texted them asking them if I could come over real quick, you know, today and bring them the stuff, they were like, yeah, and that's good because I want to talk to you before you leave, of course. And I was like, oh. So either this is going to go two ways. Either you're going to ask me to be your girlfriend, or you're going to tell me that you have doubts and we're going to break up. So, you know, the past couple days after, you know, my whole breakdown on Tuesday, which, update guys, they said that they were ignoring me because they were sick. They said that. I don't know if they were telling the truth, okay? But, and that's even weird to me. Like, so you ignore somebody for a whole day when you could have just texted like, hey bro, I'm sick. I can't text you right now. And that would be it. But anyway, so I get there and they're just acting so weird. Like, even when I was in the car, like, something's off about them. And, like, there was so much awkward silence when literally, about a week ago, when I was at their house, like, we were so chill, like, easy around each other. So I was like, something is off with them. We talked about, like, tattoos and, they're getting a new tattoo. And we talked about piercings and sports and stuff. And then there was awkward silence. And I was like, normally I feel the silence, but I'm gonna be quiet because I need to know what's going on right now. And then they were like, how do you think things are going between us? And I was like, good. What do you think? And they were like, I mean, I just have the same concern that I already told you about. Okay, y'all. So about three or 4 weeks into us talking, they sent me a message saying that they were concerned about if I could have a serious relationship because I live with my parents and I'm closeted. And they just kept basically saying that they were worried about things that had nothing to do with them. Like, they were like, yeah, I'm worried because, like, what if your parents find out and then you get kicked out? Or I don't want your parents to be mad at you and I don't want to be the reason for that. And I'm just, like, trying to tell them without saying, like, bitch, that has nothing to do with you. Like, I just kept telling them that, like, my parents can only be mad at me. They can't be mad at you. I wouldn't be out here dating people if I was putting my life on the line, my stability on the line. Like, I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing. And basically telling them, like, in 40 different fonts in the nicest way possible, like this is literally my issue, my family, my issue. So then they were like, we're chill. So we just kept dating, right? But anyway, today, so they brought that up again, and I was like, I mean, I don't know, like, how else to put it to you, because I already kind of told you in, like, 50 different ways that, like, it's not even really your issue for real. So, and they have anxiety, and I was trying to give, I psychoanalyze. They come from a household where, like, you have to follow the rules, and they would, like, be a people pleaser and try to fix stuff between, you know, conflict and stuff. So I think that, you know, especially when you grow up being a goody two-shoes, if your friend gets in trouble because of you, you're going to feel like it's your fault. Like, example, I had a friend who fought this guy for me And I cried my whole class afterwards because I felt like it was my fault, even though those were her actions. And it's the same type of situation. Like, Jade is saying that they're gonna like feel guilty if, you know, things go south. And it's like, it has, like, this is my action. Like, I am choosing to be with you. And then the vibes were just off, and like, I felt like they were just holding back, and I just kept asking them, like, any other concerns? Like, are you sure? Are you sure? And they wouldn't tell me. So I was like, y'all, I was gonna leave their house at 2:40 because I had work at 3. I left at 2:33. I was like, the vibes are not right. The universe is telling me to get the out of your house. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna head to work now. And they were like, okay, I'll walk you down to your car if that's, and then I think my face, I think I did a face at them, like, no, don't walk me to my car, because I need to think away from you. And they were like, or not, I don't have to walk you to your car. And I was like, oh, you can, if you want to. And then I started singing this song, because my mom got me some shrimp, and I was like, about to eat some shrimp. And then we started talking about seafood. Then I got to my car, and I hugged them, and I said bye. And like, even the hug, so it was weird. They were weird. They've been weird all week, for real, though. And then I get to work, and I realized that, like, I told them, like, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. And I realized that, like, that's kind of insensitive because they do have anxiety. And I did say that in regards to, like, you know, the whole thing with my parents, like, because it is my issue and not really yours. But I shouldn't say it like that, because that's like something that people commonly say to people with anxiety, and, you know, it's kind of inconsiderate because they literally can't control their worry, you know. So I texted them, and I was like, oh, by the way, like, is there anything I can do to help you with that concern? Because, like, I know I told you not to worry about it, but I know that that's not a helpful thing to say. And, like, if there's any way, like, y'all, mind you, that's the only thing, I mean, as far as I know, that's the only thing holding them back from being with me. So I sent them a voice message because I was like, I didn't want to send them a text. And then they said they liked the candle that I got them. You know, they didn't mention the chips I got them, so I don't think they like the chips, but who cares? Because they liked the candle. That was the most expensive thing. So then they called me, right? I got the call. At first I thought it was my boss, and I was like, oh, bleep that out. It's like, oh, like, I literally, like, just sent them a message. It's probably not good news. Like, y'all, the universe, like, I know what's going on. I know. And y'all, oh, I forgot to tell y'all, on Tuesday, when I made that whole thing about how, like, I just hate that, like, you know, my mind, like, my complex PTSD, and, like, I just feel like I can never have a normal relationship and normal attachment to people. Tell me why I literally cried on the way home from work that day. I was like, you know what? There's so many other people out there. Like, I literally grieved. It's like my body knew something was coming. So we get on the phone, and they're like, hey, so, yeah, da-da-da. Y'all, I don't remember. I low-key blocked out the first half of the freaking conversation. But basically, they're saying that, like, their concern about my relationship with my parents is, like, so big that they don't know if we can be in a relationship about it. And I was like, and then they just kept going silent. And then, you know, I brought up the things to them because I'm thinking that we're trying to work through things. I didn't know that they were trying to, like, signal to me that this was it. So I'm like, by the way, like, I should have told you this when I was at your place earlier, but, like, the other day, like, when you just disappeared, I know you were sick, but stuff like that really triggers me. It makes me anxious. And then they were like, oh yeah, I understand that. Chill, right? And then I was like, wait, okay, going back. And then I had a customer come in. So I feel like that gave them time to, like, think, like, what are we gonna do? So I come back and I'm like, okay, so basically you're saying that, like, you know, this whole concern about me being closeted and stuff is, like, so big that you can't be with me over it. And then they just kept beating around the bush. Like, they didn't want to say it outright. And I think it's because, like, I don't know. And then they were like, also, because, y'all, I told them when I was at their house, I was like, and you're worried about it, but I would not be wasting your time if I couldn't be in a relationship right now. Like, that would be foul. And I feel like that was me, like, trying to signal to them that, like, if you feel like you can't be in a relationship with me right now, like, you need to break it off with me right now. So then, back to our phone call. So then they're like, and how you were saying that, like, you wouldn't waste my time. I feel like I'm wasting your time because, like, you know, we've been talking for a month and, like, 3 or 4 weeks now. And they were saying that, like, you know, at this point, I shouldn't feel concerned about this anymore. So, you know. And they just kept saying, you know, I don't know. You need to put it in big words. What do you want from me? Oh, I was like, so that's, like, the only thing holding you back? Because, like, I was just trying to throw this out there. I was like, you know, I just want to put it out there. Like, I would be fine being in a relationship with you right now. And I don't feel like I'm wasting my time. Because, y'all, I didn't tell them this. But, like, they are here for a good time, not a long time. And, like, honestly, like, now that I'm done with Jade, like, I am not gonna, like, make an effort to date people until August of 2026, because that's my season, right? Like, if things come along in between then, like, sure, we'll pursue people, but I'm not pursuing people right now. So, you know, I was chill, and I told them, like, 3 months is my limit, and, like, I would like to be, like, close friends with whoever I'm gonna date first. And then I was like, you know, like I said, like, I would be ready to be in a relationship with you right now, but, you know, what do you feel? And they were like, nah, I just feel like my concerns are just, like, too big. And they were like, you know, I don't know, you know, like, I don't know. But, girl, I mean, oh, I forgot they're trans. Sir, if you don't stop playing with me, playing with my heart and my time, because I got a roster, okay? Yo, I could have any bitch I want. I'm not finna... You're playing in my face. Like, I done told my sister about you. My sister don't even really know I'm gay for real. Like, I'm out here risking my life for you, and you're playing with my time? And they were like, I feel like I'm disrespecting your time. And I was like, well, if you feel that way, you know. And then they were like, yeah, I don't know. And then just went silent for like 30 seconds. And I was like, okay, so you're saying that you don't want to continue, like, you don't want to try to be together anymore? And they were like, I don't know, like, are you sure? They said that to me. Bitch, I just told you that I don't have a problem being in a relationship with you. Are you sure? You're the only one that has concerns when we already discussed this multiple times. Mind you, y'all, I should have never, if this was an issue, we should have never been together this long, because I literally told them on the first date that I was closeted, and I was honest about my living situation. And while we were on this phone call, I wasn't mad or sad, but confrontation makes me really anxious. Like, I was shaking and, like, very unsettled, disturbed, right? And, like, in my head, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have told them about my situation at home. But it's like, you will be able to tell the right people anything, and they will just take it and accept it, right? Like, the right person. So obviously they're not the right person. And then it's like, I didn't do anything wrong because I was literally honest about my situation. Closeted people have every right to want to be in a relationship. I'm not DL, so, and, like, I was honest with you when I didn't even really have to be for real, because, like, you don't have to know my situation with me and my parents. Like, I don't know. I'm still considering if, like, I should tell people that in the future. But yeah, they were like, are you sure? And I was like, I mean, I'm saying that, like, I would be fine being in a relationship with you. You're the one, no, I didn't say it like that. I was like, I don't have any concerns. And then I just kind of paused, because I was like, hint, like, you're the one that has concerns, not me. And then they were like, yeah, okay, well. And then they threw in there, like, yeah, and also, like, you know, I'm 21, you're 18, like, how close can we really get? As close as we've been getting, like, we're close in my mind. I don't know where you've been, but y'all know Aquarians, they're very aloof, you know. They're not not always privy to what's going on around them, if I'm being completely honest. No hate to Aquarians, but yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, like, and I wasn't even sad about it for real. Like, I'm so glad that I had that mental breakdown on Tuesday, because even now, like, especially talking through it to y'all, like, I don't even feel sad. Like, and I was shaking for like 5 minutes after that, I didn't scroll. I did a really good job, and I did call my friend, and that kind of helped me too. But like, y'all, my healing journey is a success. Obviously, you know, Tuesday we had a little hiccup, we had a breakdown, but healing is not linear. And I don't know, the moral of the story, we need a moral of the story at the end of my story times from now on. So this will be the first episode that we do it. The moral of the story is you will be able to tell the right person everything without holding back. Like, and honestly, I think that we were a good match beside that, because like they didn't mention anything else being an issue between us. And like, I feel like we really were compatible, but it was literally just that one thing. So, and if it's one thing, then that means that that's not your person, because your person, everything will be right. And I think that part of me knew that we weren't meant to be together, because there's not a single day that I don't have a concern about them. Like, honestly, maybe yesterday was like the only day that I was like, I don't have concerns about our relationship. And that's literally only because I wasn't on my phone at all that day, and I barely talked to them. Like, any day when I talk to them, I feel concerned about our relationship. And so that should have, moving forward, you know, if you just listen to your gut. But at the same time, the only reason why I stayed, or not the only reason, but one of the main reasons why I stayed is, like I said, I was here for like a good time, not a long time, and this was the last person I was gonna date. And I had already made an agreement with myself like 2 weeks ago that I wasn't gonna break up with them, and that they needed to break up with me, because like, I want to see how far you're gonna let this go. And like, honestly, the ball was in their court, and you know what, it was like, you know what, I don't want the ball anymore, so I took it back. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, Pookie.